Now I believe the band are at the bottom of the street, and we have Kiva Mooney here, who's going to start proceedings by singing the national anthem. So over to Kiva.
Great.
We love another land, surely funny around the beach.
Well done, Kiva, thank you very much. I will be hearing from Kiva later on after the votes have passed. So I see, I can hear the Kilturban band, and I think Kilturban band are celebrating. Is it 70 years this year? Yeah. 70 years in existence this year. So they'll stop here in front of the review stand, and we want to hear a real big applause there for Kilturban Fight Band. Can we hold your gaze for a minute there? Okay, thanks very much. I know well none of you recognise the man leading them there, so I'll tell you who that is. That's Des. So well done the Kilturban band, and congratulations on your 70 years anniversary. So thanks again, and put your hands together for a big applause as they move off again. Okay. So well done to Des and all the lads and lassies there involved in the band. Can we say thanks to RTE for sending along a camera there as well? That's very much appreciated there and more. And now the most important man in Mohill today. And this man, no more than the Des at the front, this man needs no introduction here on Main Street, Mohill. I want you to put your hands together for our Grand Marshal of the day, Gerry Murphy. Now I think John is going to bring Jerry up on stage there, and we'll hear from Jerry later on, and we'll have a little chat with him here on the stage. But we might let the floats pass through, and we'll do that a little later on. So you're very welcome, Jerry. We're delighted to have you here on the review stand. Come up here, Jerry. And now the first group there is Mohill Scouts. Mohill Scouts has a long history here in Mohill. They go back to 1932. And Mohill Scouts hosted an international jamboree here in 1960 out in the grounds of Lochrin. At that jamboree there was over 900 scouts that weekend, and 200 of them from overseas. In 1977, girls joined the Boy Scouts for the first time, and the Scouts have gone on from strength to strength ever since. They have 3 age groups, varying from age 7 up to mid-teens. So there's something there for every boy and girl to get involved in. You'll find a group of your own age, and they have monthly outings of all kinds of activities. So get your youngsters involved there with Mohill Scouts. Well done to the Ravine. Now the next group I see coming there is Evers Lane Childcare. I think most of you are very familiar with the services that are provided at Evers Lane. It has been an enormously successful project this from I think about 15 years in existence now. No, 10 years. But they cater for a huge number of children, both preschool and early years at school. So congratulations to everybody then, parents, staff, everybody involved there in Evers Lane, and well done. Now we have the Mary Callahan Outdoor Preschool Bornicoola. So, oh yes, Malin. Mary Callahan Malin. So, I'm not just familiar with the group now, I didn't meet you down the town, but I presume it's a lot of outdoor stuff involved here, yeah? So well done to all the people up there in Bornicoola, and continued success to you. Thanks very much. We have a group here representing the National Party. After that, the small girl there, will you turn around your sign to me? Oh, the Athletics Club, okay. Charlene, is that right, the Athletics Club? Oh, hip-hop, okay. Well done to Charlene there and all of them involved in the hip-hop. Is this athletics? Yep. The Athletics Club there, all the boys and girls involved there, and the nannies and daddies. So well done there to all involved athletics. Where's that? Oh yeah. Oh yes, the Noel McManus Memorial Run at Easter. So keep that in mind. It's a very successful day here in this area. So a big day in the Corkletcher area. And Councillor Stenson tells me here behind it's on Good Friday at 12 noon. So put that date in your book. A Leitrim Fire Service, specifically the Mohill Service. Whole GAA there. No doubt one of the biggest organisations here locally, as it is in most towns and villages. So continued success to Bohol GAA. They've had a pretty good run the last few years, and continued success to all age groups. Redden's top line there with monster value. So well done all there at Redden's Hardware.
Smile.
Now this is the Lochrin Harvest Festival float. One important little change here. They always were in September, but this year they're moving forward to August. I think it's the 25th of August. So another change in date. So a huge day out there in Lochrin and a huge fundraiser for Porticoola Parish. And my cousin there, Brendan Flynn, and his miniature. Well done, Brendan. Great to see you here in Mold. He always comes indeed. And another cousin. Well done to Sharon there. 30 years in business. Well done, Sharon. And all the people involved with Sharon there, so well done. That's Longford, is that Longford Vintage? Yes, I think it is. Longford Vintage club there. A nice diesel 20. And one of the very early Jettas there indeed. Yeah, that's the 83 Jetta. Next one there is David Price. David has recently set up a business there in Carrick-on-Shannon. He's an angling guide and generally a tourist guide, and he's introducing his new boat there, the Shannon Queen. Available there for anybody who wants a little trip or a leisure trip on the Shannon. David is available there. So well done, David. And John Lynch, John, a great man to support Mohill Parade. So thanks very much, John, for being here again with his Kenworth truck and his Ford County tractor. Magnificent exhibit, so thanks again, John. Now, I think this is Balnamuck Vintage here. It is, I think I'm correct, or it's some of them anyway. I know there's more yet to come up. And another local business there, Porrick Murphy. Well done, Porrick there. Tiling contractor, specialist in marble, ceramics, whatever you want there, Porrick will look after it. And next we have Mohill Community Network. I see Sylvester there under the cap. So Mohill Community Network, I know there's more of them there to come yet, but they're one of the more active groups here in the town. They cover everything from tidy towns to organising whatever little events needs to be done. And their theme for today is clean and green. So well done there to them all with their magnificent floats there, and continued success. This group are always looking for volunteers. A lot of work to be done from here on, particularly on Saturday mornings. So we'd ask people to come on out and help this group. They do a great job, but the more people they have, the easier it is. So well done, they look after everything, including, and I tell you what they're into, dog poop. I tell you, you don't want to let them see stuff like that. So continued success there to Mohill Community Network. Oh yes, well done, Kilmore Vintage Club. They're all set for breaks in there and a little bit of dodgy business. So well done there to Kilmore Vintage. A little Austin 835, they're a beauty. All part of Kilmore Vintage. Okay, well done to Kilmore there. They have a lovely display there of vintage vehicles, cars, Land Rovers, the whole works. A beautiful Beetle there as well. And an absolutely immaculate Land Rover. That has to go back a bit now. It must be, that could be a 60s one. In absolutely beautiful condition. And it needs no introduction there. Jared Stenson, Food Fair on High Street, Cafe and Deli. Continued success there to Jerry. Carrick commercials there. If you want your heavy vehicle prepared for tests or repairs, whatever needs to be done, you can do it. And we have a local contact there, John, down the road. So, but anyone with heavy vehicles, commercial vehicles of any kind, you can call in there. And of course, one of the biggest business here locally, Lochran Castle Hotel and Gardens, and of course Kilronan Castle and Spa. Fabulous employers here locally and continued success to both venues. Sorry, I missed Champooch there. Wendy and the girls in Champooch celebrating 1 year in business. Take it easy there now with the black cheek. Who's the guy? Is that all? This is the Save Leitrim. Is that all Champooch? Yeah, it has to be. Okay, we have the Save Leitrim float here. We're all well aware of what their objectives are. They want a reduction in plantations, and I think it's Jim there is driving, representing them. A beautiful Joe in there with his beautiful Ford Consul, absolute stunner. This is the pre-runner of the Ford Cortina with the long dash, an absolutely spectacular car indeed. Johnny Kennedy there, the Kennedy family, well done. We were all familiar with the Kennedys and their haulage business. Now this is an interesting one. Hold on to this man for a minute. A Roscommon man. And he has Eamon Brennan there from Roscommon. And this is the oldest working double horse mowing machine in Ireland and probably in the world. It has not been disputed. It was bought in 1890 in Ferrier Brothers in Athlone, and the Eamon here bought it from the original owner, so it's only with its second owner and working perfectly. So well done there to Eamon. We're delighted to see that here today. It's a Samuelson. It's not a Pierce that we know of, but a Samuelson. There wasn't that many of them produced over about an 11-year period, but that's believed to be the oldest working one. Yes, we have Bornacoola GAA, and they're advertising their big fundraiser of the year in Lochran Castle on Friday the 22nd of March at 8 p.m. And they have tremendous guests there in the night, including Michael Fitzmaurice, Tierney Talks, Joe Brolly, Laura Casey, Fiona Gannon and Kieran Malooly. Music by local artists, so a great night here beside us in Loughrane to support Borricoola GAA. Now we have from Lecaro in Roscommon, Jimmy Doran and Brendan Donnelly with their traditional kitchen setup. Some of you may have actually seen this. We had this here on the fair day in October, and it attracted a wonderful amount of attention on the day. I can't remember the man's name from Galway that performed with this kitchen as his background, but it was tremendous entertainment on the day, and we thank the lads for bringing it along here again. Now this is country markets in Mohill, and they have a load of different things here today. The first lads there are looking for extra recruits for border duty. There's what's the doll there again?
Most successful doll ever.
Oh yes, Brexit is the doll, yes. Most successful doll ever. And as you're aware, Mohill country markets are down here every Friday, and I know loads of people call in there, and they're down there today as well. So if you fancy a cup of tea or a coffee, you can call into them down there today. So continued success there to Mohill country markets. Oh yes, still at the country markets. They have put in a huge effort here today. Dolly's Kitchen, I think, isn't that right? So well done there. Well done to the ladies there in Dolly's Kitchen. All parts of Mohill country markets. Oh God, I nearly missed John there. Hold on a second, John. John always has something very interesting for us here in Mohill, and he hasn't failed this year either, because John has, of course, he is Cam Bundee, the famous donkey that appeared in Jimmy's Hall and on several other television programs. But probably more importantly is the turf that's in the cart. These turf, would you believe it, were cut in the very early 40s out by the Wisely brothers, John and Michael. And it was a time when the county council had, I won't call it compulsory turf cutting, but they had to provide a lot of turf from this area, which was transported to Dublin and other parts of the country. But believe it or not, those are turf that were cut under that scheme at that time. So those turf you're looking at are approximately, what would they be, 60 years old? I might calculate the 40, 60, no, 80 years, nearly 80 years old. Who says there isn't a bit of lasting turf? So thanks again to John for his efforts there, and particularly to Michael Wisely for giving us the turf here for the parade today. So thanks very much, lad. Well done, John. Oh yes, C&D there, and all the staff at C&D. Well done, well done. Suffering border disorder, and I think you all recognise the two ladies in the centre of the float there. Hanley Quarries there, well done to Hanley Quarries. I know the girl on this side, but she doesn't want me to name her. I'll get you on the way back down. Now we're into Central Motors, and as always, the full range of Opel and Fiat cars here from Central Motors. So well done to the Walpole family and all their staff, and continued success. Everything you need there in a saloon, in both large and small saloons, and indeed commercial vehicles, all available here in town, and a very successful company, and we wish them continued success. And Patsy there with the commercial vehicle. And next of course we have Baxter's. Lots of sweeties coming out there. So well done to Jean and all the Baxter family and staff down there. McMullen O'Donnell for all your requirements with doors, windows, and of course John McKeown is your local representative. A beautiful Wolseley there, Jerry Cashin. Well done to Jerry. A beautifully restored Wolseley 1660. And now we have more, I think, from Ballinamug Vintage. Yeah, it is indeed. A few of them went earlier. They got split up, but they're all there. Nice David Brown 995. 65. Well done, lads, and thanks for coming. Good supporters here in Moyle. So well done to the Ballinamug Vintage Club. Oh, the BYG garage there to Mel and Robert. Well done. They operate on Hyde Street there, so well done to Mel and Robert. Porrick Ford, we're all familiar with Porrick Ford. He's around town most days. So continued success there to continued success to Porrick Ford and his staff. Lovely Morris there. We'll get a better look at it now on the way back. I didn't see it earlier on. Reflections there, Elizabeth here on Main Street. Well done, Elizabeth. Is that a Goldwing? I think so. Now I think most of the floats have passed now at this stage. And they'll all actually be coming down again, so you'll have, we might have a few little performances in between, so the day is good, hold on, I think you have plenty of entertainment yet to come. Now just, can I take this opportunity for welcoming the people, our guests here on the reviewing stand. Start on my left here, Councillor Shana Logan, Councillor Sinead Gucking, Councillor Enda Stenson, our Grand Marshal Jerry Murphy, Deputy Martin Kenny, Father Pat, Councillor Des Gucking, Reverend Linda Frost, Councillor Finola Maguire. So put your hands together for our guests here on the reviewing stand. And I'm just going to, before I say a few words about our Grand Marshal, just in case I forget to do it later on, there's a number of, first of all, maybe the events committee who put a good bit of effort into this parade under the guidance of John Boyle. So I would like to thank John Boyle, his committee, and his stewards and volunteers here today. They put in a great effort, so well done, and we appreciate your efforts. I'd like to point out a few things to you. Just last night, there was lads putting up these, for the want of a better word, I'll call them a pole banner. I think you've seen them along the main street. There'll be a new addition here on the main street, and they're not just up for today. These things will be a permanent display here. Each of them portrays a different activity about the town, or maybe some something from the history of the town. But they're a lovely little addition. There's about a dozen of them up here for today, and there will be others. They'll be replaced with others. So if anybody is involved in a group, let it be a historic group or something, and they would like to get one of these pole banners put up to advertise what they're doing, or maybe an event they're running, they can be accommodated with these. So I think they're a lovely feature here on the main street, and we hope they are well used and utilised. There's also, I think I'll take the opportunity just to remind us of the huge work that was done here last year in the painting around the town here. There was up to 40 premises painted with the incentive of the local group here, and it's made a magnificent difference to our town, and it's all not done yet. There's quite a bit yet to be done, so I think you can all appreciate how well the town is looking, and there's more to come. We have also, when I'm on this topic, funding for these projects came from the town and village enhancement schemes, and there is oh yes, when I think of it as well, you all saw the Christmas lighting, the magnificent Christmas lighting we had up here. Well, that was all funded through the town and village enhancement scheme. And we also have the blacksmith sculpture that was created here 3 years ago on the street, will be erected very shortly up at the upper end of Main Street. All that funding came from town and village enhancement, and I'd like to acknowledge the contribution of Nicola Murphy, or maybe I should call her Nicola McManus, a grandniece of our Grand Marshal, Joe Lowe and John Mannion for their efforts in bringing those little pieces of money here to the town. Now I see they're on their way back. So I've introduced our guests here already, and the next thing I'll go into here is the chairperson's address. So I'll ask you to put your hands together there for John Boyle.
Thanks very much, Thomas. Also we'd like to mention Shampooch, their first year in business, and wish them continued success. Reverend Linda, Father Pat, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'd like to welcome you all here today, and thanks very much for the excellent turnout. For all the people that sponsored, all the local pubs, all the businesses who came together and put this show on the road today for us. Without their backing, we wouldn't be able to do it today. So just like, if you could give them all a clap, please. And just in relation to our councillors that are here and have been for the last number of years, I wish them all good luck in the forthcoming elections. And also I'd like to wish Thomas here the best of luck, who's running again. So best of luck, Thomas. And also I see Paddy Farrell there from Leitrim Village. I wish him good luck too. So we'll get to the winners of the parade. The overall winner is Sharon's Hair Base. The best humorous entry is Shampooch. The best children's entry is Charlene Mulligan. The best voluntary group is Mohill Community Network. The most creative entry is Angling Guides, I think. And the best new business entry is Robert the Mechanic. So yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, John. Put your hands together there. John puts a great effort into this day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our real guest of the day here is, of course, the very, very well-known Jerry Murphy. Put your hands together. Jerry needs no introduction here in this town. He's on the streets here every day. Everybody knows him. And no matter what's going on, Jerry gets involved in some way. I know the Murphy family go back an awful long way in this town. They're one of the oldest families and have extended now into quite a large family here in Mohill. I know Jerry's father, the late Paddy, I remember him indeed, and Jerry and Bridie tells me he was actually in America, came back from America, got married and started a family, and he started a business where he sold fish here in the town. I know when I was a youngster here, and many of you will remember Paddy Murphy selling herons just down here at the window outside of either Michael Rowley's or Logan's on the main street. And he was there for many's a long year, and there was he was a very humorous man. I know one little story that I'm going to say, going to just tell you. This man came into town on a Thursday night and he missed Paddy. Paddy was gone home. So he went over to Murphy's house and asked Paddy would he have a half a dozen herons left. So Jerry's father turns around to Jerry and he says, "Jerry, will you run in and get Johnny 6 herons and make sure they're dead?" He was emphasizing how fresh they were. So, but anyway, Jerry is probably most well known for his contribution at the Mohill show day. He looks after all the poultry, let it be ducks, hens, roosters, whatever it is. He puts on that show and does a magnificent job. And the turkeys, as he says to me as well. And he'll be there next year, and hopefully for many's the long year to come. So I'm going to ask Jerry now to come to the mic, and he's going to say a few words for you. So again, put your hands together there for Jerry Murphy.
Hello to everybody here today. I hope you're enjoying the day out, as I have enjoyed it much. I'm delighted to see you all here in Mohill. And Mohill was always a nice town. I know it for 78 years now, but 76 years anyway. And I have never missed a day in it. And I hope you all come back here the same time next year. And don't forget, we're going to have a great show here in Mohill on the 18th of August. And it'll be far better and bigger than last year. And then we have the horse fair down at the very bottom of the town in October, the last Sunday of October. And Thomas Munnigan and John Boyle and all that I know, and the parish priest here and all on the board of us, our board of Titanic here, we'll be happy to meet you again anytime you call. And shop in Mohill. Yeah, we were looking for a small, it's a bit of a, it's on my mind in a long time. We live beside the old workhouse hospital. Our neighbours since I was born, and a lot of people that's here today probably were born from Leitrim up in the Mohill Hospital, and the register is down in Sligo if they want to have a look at it. But I would love if the Towns Committee and somebody along with them come forward, like some of the great people we have sitting down here, and give us a hand out to clean up the frontage and the ivy off the windows and put back the shades again, and just having a sitting area for the elderly and for people who want to come in with prams and children and sit down for Sunday maybe, roundabout and seating. It would just cost a very little bit at a time. That's all, and that's my wish for the rest of my life anyway. No.
Well done, Jerry. Thanks very much indeed. And I'll also include his sister Bridie in that as well. All right, hold on now. We have the presentation here of the prizes. So, oh sorry, it's a presentation to Jerry. Okay. Thanks very much, Jerry. We really appreciated you coming here today. And thanks again to our guests. So I think, are we going to, is Kiva still here? I think Kiva was going to give us another song. Is Kiva still here? Are you ready, Kiva? Kiva.
Lonely child is slowly taken. The violence causes silence. We must be mistaken. But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are dying with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their guns. In your head, they are dying. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, hey, what's in your head? In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Hey, 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 oh. Do, 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 do.
Listen, thanks again to Kiva there. Well done, Kiva. I'm sure we'll hear from Kiva again someday. So Liz, I don't know whether you really know Kiva or not. Now, a lot of you mightn't, but she's the daughter of our local sergeant here in town. So listen, thanks again. Your attendance very, very much appreciated. And we look forward to another great event here next St. Patrick's Day. So thanks again to everybody and the people up here on the reviewing stands. So safe home and all the best. Bye-bye.